These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Hennig article, quote, legal expert, the arrival of the budget to the presidency of the Republic is considered approved, even if it is not approved by the president, unquote. Another quote, based on the provisions of Article 7.3 slash 3 of the Constitution, which stipulates that laws enacted by the House of Representatives shall be ratified and issued after 15 days from the date of their receipt, unquote. All right, Frank 26 Firefly, they're saying that the implementation of those that were caught using the dollar have been arrested and now they're being punished. They're telling us that because they used the dollar and this is what happened to them. They're telling us how the dinar will be stronger. They're saying how we should back the dinar, and the CBI says they're doing campaigns to show and grow the support. Frank says, get ready. It's possible that they are preparing to tell you about your new currency and your new exchange rate and the ATMs. Militiaman says we've never seen anybody say the project to delete the zeros from the exchange rate has ceased and stopped. We know they printed new small category notes in the past, and there's evidence of that in the central bank's files. It's an amazing time to be invested with the Iraqi dinar, and we're going to see this come to fruition. All right, Paulette says the president has now officially received the budget according to the Finance Committee. 15 days is Saturday on July 1st. All right, Sandy Ingram, breaking news coming out of Iraq. Iraqi government is planning to complete the requirement for Iraq's acceptance to the World Trade Organization, or the WTO. This means financial contributions to the WTO have been settled. A statement issued by the Ministry of Trade said that the work is underway to complete the requirements for joining the WTO. Frank 26 says everything they're saying and showing the Iraqi citizens is only for one reason: to increase the value of their currency. All right, Pimpy is saying delete the 3 zeros. What's it all mean, Pimpy? Let's say 25,000 dinar note, remove the 3 zeros. What do you see left over? 25. So 25,000 dinar would be exchanged for a 25 dinar note, period. Has nothing to do with the exchange rate. I can already hear people asking what happens to the millions and millions of dollars we thought we were going to get. Pimpy says the only way it's going to happen is if they change the exchange rate first while we still have this currency, because once the delete the zeros takes place, we swap our higher dinars for a much lower looking dinar than it is what it is. 5 million becomes 5,000 dinars. Pimpy goes on to say, he has a question. Could the exchange rate change before the deletion of the zeros? Pimpy says, yes, of course, that's possible. Could the deletion of the zeros happen before the rate change? Yes, that's possible as well. I want to remind you of something. Let's say they do the deletion of the zeros. You have 5 million dinars now. It becomes 5,000 Iraqi dinars. A couple weeks later, they reinstate the Iraqi dinar exchange rate to $3.22. You would get $16,100, which is still a phenomenal return on such a small investment. Now I get it. You had already calculated millions and millions of dollars. Man, I get that. I'm always the bad guy. All right, Mark Z via PDK says some news today. Quote, U.S. permits Iraq to release billions to Iran, unquote. Mark Z says, why is this important? Even though Iran is under sanctions right now, Iraq has been allowed to finish paying them settlements left over from the Iraqi war. Also to pay for power and electricity that is coming from Iran. This is important because we were told that this is one of the last things, along with paying Kuwait, before they could move forward with ascension to the World Trade Organization and change the value of their currency. All right, Claire article, quote, parliamentary conquest, passing the oil and gas law depends on a signal from the government, unquote. Another quote, the representative of the Al-Fateh Alliance, Muhammad Karim, had confirmed in a previous statement to Maluma that the decision to vote on the articles related to Kurdistan region in the draft federal general budget would pave the way for the approval of the oil and gas law, unquote. Frank 26 question, will the dinar be taxed as capital gain or ordinary income, unquote? Frank says, I always say to you that our government is not going to let you get away with anything. Our government is not going to say, oh, forget the taxes. You bet. No problem. This is a major event. Our government knows very well. Probably they know how many American citizens have Iraqi dinars. You don't think they want to collect it? 87,000 IRS agents? I told you they would come after you long before they announced that. I told you, yes, it will be taxed up the wazoo. Note to consult your tax professionals to determine the best tax strategies and correct your taxes for your unique circumstances. Militiaman article, quote, Iraqi Dinar, with the document, the budget law reaches the presidency of the republic for approval, unquote. Militiaman says the completion phase is effectively done, and now the implementation and distribution phase is to be upon us. I hope everyone realizes we have never been here before with a budget like this. All of those that have been in this investment should know the implications of this are huge. An investment-oriented 3-year budget sets the stage for the likes of JP Morgan to facilitate foreign trade. We dinar holders are a part of this. All right, Paulette says the president has now officially received the budget according to the Finance Committee. 15 days is July 1st. And lastly, Mountain Goat says if the CBI was successful in regulating the use of the dollar in Iraq and now the conversion solely to use Iraqi dinars as their national currency, then the redenomination to the lower denominations, this could go quickly. Of course, there's lots going on here. There will be probably some hiccups as they may expose more corruption in the banks or black marketeers as usual. Anything can happen, but there is no turning back now on the process.